Hey, yo, this is your girl, Melanin Audacity, and thank you for tuning in to the Master Elements Podcast.
Smash the elements. 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 Smash the elements.
Hey, guys, welcome back to the Master Elements Podcast. This is your girl, Melanin Audacity, and tonight, DJ RP Beats and myself are going to hold it down. Sincere Love the God had some personal affairs he had to take care of today. So it's going to be a dynamic duo today. Don't forget to like this video, subscribe, and click the notification bell. Let's get the business out the way as well. Melanin Audacity across all platforms, Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, as Melanin Audacity. DJ RP Beats, tell them where you at, bruh.
DJ RP Beats on, of course, all social media platforms, Instagram, Facebook, Twitter. I am here, and we are the Master Elements Podcast. Let's go.
Right. And I'll plug Sincere Love the God too. You can find him across Sincere Love the God across all social media platforms. Check us all out. We all have our individual projects work going on, and then we come together to chop it up for this podcast. Okay. Let me put this out there now. We are looking to have our subscribers come in as a guest. As you noticed on the last episode, I think we had 5 parts to that episode where we had a lucky guest come and chop it up with us. If you'd like to join us, we'd love to have you to come and join the conversations. Just hit either of us up. Our emails will be in the description box. The only prerequisite is that you must be a subscriber to Master Elements, Melanin Audacity, DJ RP Beats, and Sincere Love the Gods, and you will have to follow us on all our social media platforms. And the good part about that is it's free. It don't cost you nothing. It's free. It's totally free. It don't cost you a dime. All right. So, woo. This week has been off the chain, right? Oh my God. So we have so much to unpack. And I'm gonna let RP Beats, because I've been noticing on the edits, bro. You put your 2 cents, but you do a lot of listening, so I'm gonna need you to do a lot of talking tonight.
Well, I'm always a good listener. My ear is always to the ground, and I'm always involved in the information and what's going on currently in our world affairs, our world events, how it affects our people, and what we're dealing with here on a daily basis. It seems like, we're up to the minute. Everything is always changing. There's always something going on, dramatic, that's affecting all of our lives. No matter what your color, creed, nationality, whatever you are, you're being affected by all the changes. Our political front, we're dealing with our president. We're dealing with our health. We're dealing with social issues, racism is really back at the forefront as it concerns our people, our African family. It seems to be a huge topic again. And people are starting to stand up and join the fight with us.
Yes, and because it seems everybody's getting tired. Like, you know what? Okay, they was talking, and like I said last episode, I haven't heard people accusing of using pulling. I'm sorry, the race card. Sorry, I had to adjust myself. Pulling the race card. And now they're seeing it because we're providing them with video evidence, and they're like, you know what, this is too much. Like, you can't consider yourself a human being if this is not bothering you. I don't care what race you are. Right. They'll go all out for dogs. Look what they did to Vic over dogs, which I agree with. Don't get me wrong. I love my dogs too, and animals, period. And I don't like that, what was it, pit bull fighting, whatever you call that. I don't like that at all. But I mean, the amount of time and how they did them,
Yeah.
if they did him like that for a dog, they should be doing these cops like that for way more and harsher for killing human beings. So that's where the issue rises, because even dogs seem to get justice better than we
Yeah,
do.
basically.
God
You know what I
damn.
mean?
You
It
know,
just seems,
I'm not
yeah.
for abusing them, but good Lord, they get justice faster than we do.
Yeah, it seems like we got to pull teeth to get some, some sort of acknowledgement, and seeing, our brothers being murdered on video camera, live and in person, it affects us. It affects us in a major way. And like you said, a lot of other people are able to see the footage now more
Yeah.
so than ever, and it's affecting them as well.
Yes, absolutely. And I'm grateful for them coming forward and not being afraid to stand beside us in this, fight for justice. We just want to be treated like human beings, like you
Exactly.
do any and everybody else. Just because my skin is dark, black, and we come in all shades, doesn't give you the right to feel that, one, you're superior over us, or makes you better than us. I can't get that for the life of me. I don't understand that mentality. It baffles me. It always has. I've always been a little tyrant, like a little militant, once I realized, what, you think you better than me just because your skin is a different color? That just never registered properly with me. But let's get to your topic tonight. It's very relevant. I'm ready to get into it too. So start it off. Let me know what your topic is. Let everybody know I know, but put it out there and let's get to it. Let's talk about it.
My topic, was what's taking place last night in ATL. A young man was murdered at Wendy's. That's really been the hot topic from yesterday to today with the protest all in Atlanta. They shut down the interstate. After this young man was murdered by the police there in the Wendy's parking lot. They also released the body cam footage, so we got an opportunity to see the whole thing and how it went down. And it's really sad that on the heels of George Floyd, we seem to be right back at it again with another murder.
Did it ever stop? I wonder how many people of Black Americans or people of color were murdered since him. Including Rayshard. I forget his last name.
Rayshard Brooks.
Because that happened after I did all my research for tonight. So
yeah. His last name Rayshard Brooks. He was a 27-year-old man. He was at Wendy's. He was in the parking. He was in his car sleeping. He had told the officer he was sleeping, and then they woke him up. He got out of his car, and he told the officer that he had like a couple of drinks. He was there in town to visit some family members. He was celebrating the memory of his mother. I think he said she had passed 3 years ago. So he said, I came here to, visit some family, and we celebrated my mom. And he said, I had some drinks, so I didn't want to drive. So I just decided to, rest here. And then, I was going to get on my way because he said his sister lived in the area. She wasn't too far from the Wendy's.
So wait a minute. I thought he was in the line to get food though. And that's what caused.
He was asleep.
Because in the video that I saw, the cops came and knocked on the windows, but you know what? I couldn't really tell if he was in line or where. And so they told him to go pull over there. So that's why I thought the story was he was in line. The line so long. First, wait a minute, let me back up. Why they shouldn't have been at Wendy's to begin with, because Wendy's support Trump. Like maybe they ain't get the memo. This is serious. We have to stand by putting our dollars with people or corporations that are going to support us.
Exactly.
Not that I'm going to go too hard on them about it, but I did want to bring that up because I was like, what was he doing at Wendy's anyway? That was the first thing out of my mouth. But they knocked on the window, told him to go pull over there. And then he was like, no, I don't have no weapons. And then I saw them doing a sobriety test, which it looked like he was passing because he had one.
He did. I mean, the first, it's kind of crazy because it's in two phases. The first officer, he was fine with him. He took his ID. He explained to him, what was going on, and the officer said, "Okay, I'm gonna just run your license, and you'll be on your way."
Mm-hmm.
So, and then the second officer shows up, and then that's when he starts to take him through the sobriety,
Mm-hmm.
and this and that, and he was very critical of him, and then he was like, you failed the test, put your hands behind your back, and I'm gonna arrest you. So that's when things went left, and he's like,
Yeah.
why you arrest me? He was like, he said to the officers, he said, look, I'll lock the car up and I'll just walk to my sister's house.
Mm-hmm.
He said, I don't want any problems. I'll just walk.
Mm-hmm.
And the officer kept going on and on and on.
Mm-hmm.
And once he said, I'm going to arrest you, and he said, put your hands behind your back, that's when everything went crazy because
Yeah.
he got
Okay.
scared. He got scared.
Mm-hmm.
He
I
knew.
wonder what was going through his mind to be scuffling with them,
Mm-hmm.
knowing we have a problem. Like there's
Mm-hmm.
an issue that more likely than not, you will be shot or get a knee
Mm-hmm.
on your neck until you die. So
And that, yeah.
I wonder what he was thinking.
Yeah, I think it was more fear because
Yeah, we don't know how we gonna. And plus, he had a little bit of, a couple of little drinky drinks. But to
mm,
me, it looked like he passed the sobriety test. He had stood on his one leg, had the one leg up. I never had that, but and then he was counting or reciting something or saying something
mhm.
while he was doing it. And, I didn't see that because
Mhm.
they only show bits and pieces of the video on CNN, and I only saw that part. So I didn't see when they did this part with him or whatever. So he goes to, they get to scuffling, and see, this was the prime, he was the second angel. George was one of many angels. I don't want to say second because I don't even know what the number is as far as how many African Americans have been killed by the police. But he's also an angel, I'll say, in that now we had George bring in national attention, like people really paying attention.
Mhm.
Now we're seeing exactly how it goes down with them. He
Mhm.
really could have let him go. He had a choice, but when he couldn't, he wasn't strong enough to. Neither one of them could handle him because he's a man, right? To actually arrest him, he tussles away, snatches the stun gun, runs away, turns back to and lets it off because you could see the sparks from it, right, in the video. I don't think it hit the cop at all. And then he kept running, and the man just shot him. So I
Mhm.
saw one of the analysts on CNN saying, "You don't get to shoot somebody because one, they stronger than you, because you wasn't strong enough to do what you needed to do
Right.
to handcuff him, and because you don't want to get your exercise on and catch him."
Mhm.
She said they could have called for backup. They knew what he had on. They knew his car was there. They definitely could find who he was through his license plate. It was his
Mhm.
car. Who knows him? There were other ways to catch him on the other side of things,
Right.
or chase him. Why aren't y'all fit enough to do a foot chase?
Right.
So you gonna shoot him because you too lazy to run after him, or because he embarrassed you, because he is stronger and can fight better than you, which is typically what happens. Maybe police need to get some boxing as part of their training, so when it comes time to go toe to toe, man to man, then maybe they can handle themselves. But these is 2 punk ass cops. I probably could beat them. You know what I'm
Well,
saying?
I think, sis, I think right now, like they're on a mission, and I know some people talk about conspiracy theories and all that, but it just seems like they turned the heat up a lot more, as far as like straight murdering people, you know what I mean? Like, even the nonviolent protesters that they've been beating up and
Yeah.
abusing.
Yeah.
They just see like that old man that they pushed down, and it just seems like they're really on attack mode, like they're
Yeah.
really on a mission.
It's getting very scary. I'll say that for sure. It's
Yeah.
becoming very, very very scary situation. But we'll see what happens. Thanks to the mayor, right? Well, do you know or remember her name? The mayor of Atlanta, for promptly firing
Miss
they asses.
Yeah, Miss Bottoms.
Gotta get
She
my
she she fired the officer that shot him. The other officers on desk duty.
That's for
So that's
Miss Bottoms. You said is her name Bottoms?
Keisha Bottoms, I
Keisha
believe.
Bottoms. Shout out to Keisha Bottoms.
Yeah, and the
So
head of the police department resigned.
the chief,
Chief resigned.
who's a female,
Yeah, she
who is a
resigned.
female. I
Yeah.
wonder why. I wonder why she resigned. But I think she resigned from that position. They just reassigned her to something else. That's what I heard them saying also, that she resigned as chief and went to whatever position, and they maybe she don't want this heat that's about to come down about this, so they reassigned her. So I guess maybe the police what is the outfit called, organization, runs much like sports, right? If the coach team is losing, what they do, they get rid of the coach.
Right.
So if he's the captain and your team is losing, then maybe that's how they also operate in that manner. Although I don't agree with that methodology, because you can't control what nobody else does. Everybody has their own mind, they make their own choices, and everybody should be held accountable individually. Maybe now, if it turns out these guys also have some dings on their record or on their jackets, and she did nothing about it, then that's when I think you got to go, because you letting stuff slide that shouldn't slide, and it's costing money.
I think what you're saying in regards to that is like there's a lot of those things going on internally in those offices, and as a chief, she knows what's going on internally, and I think the mayor and her probably locked heads, and basically this probably was like the last straw. That's something we don't know, but I think they probably had a history of issues within that police department there, and I don't think they've been addressed. And this was probably like the last straw.
Yeah. So rest in peace to Rayshard Brooks, and we send Master Elements podcast, Melanin Audacity, DJ RPB, and Sincere Love the God, send our deepest condolences to your family. We're so sorry that this happened to you, and we're going to continue to keep all of these unjustly murders in the forefront through our podcast, through some type of updates as we get information. So we support everything you guys will do. The Floyd family as well, same to you. You got anything else? Otherwise, we can move on, because I think we got a few minutes, but we started a little late, so I really am not sure where we are actually. But I could go run through the honorable mentions.
Okay.
So this week, we have some honorable mentions with regard to this week in the news, I guess I can call it that. So NASCAR is no longer allowing the Confederate flag to be displayed at events and or their properties. So shout out to what we knew was a racist organization for years to finally make that change. And we, again, like I said before, when we've been asking for change, and when they do it, we can't kick their back, and we need to accept it and move on. Although we know some of us in the back of our mind is like, yeah, now you jumping on it, or are you really going to follow through? We have to give them the benefit of the doubt and hope for the best. And if they don't, then we need to react. But we need to accept that they are making small incremental changes. Some people are making big changes, and I think this is one of them, for them to remove the Confederate flag, which has been associated with that organization from since I knew about it, you know?
Yeah.
From the so beginning. Shout out to NASCAR.
Big up to NASCAR for implementing that change.
That's right.
That's a step in the right direction.
That is a step in the right direction. So the next honorable mention for the week is I saw that they canceled the airing of Gone with the Wind because of the racial and undertones. I can't even say that I ever watched that movie, but I know that it is more of a classic movie, and a lot of, I guess, African Americans may have watched it, or I know my mother may be familiar with it because it was back when, you know, she was coming up or whatever. I have been such a militant person, and you know what? Let me take that back, because I hate when people call me militant because I'm pro-Black. And I can't believe I just even referred to myself as that. I have been pro-Black since I was about 9 years old. And growing up, I would never watch movies that were set during the times when we were mistreated. So much so, for example, it took me a long time to watch Harlem Nights. It took me a long time to watch Life. Right? Because although they made them kind of funny, those movies are not funny to me. I mean, the undertone, the real reality of what happened, right? And if you think about Harlem Nights, they had it going on. They was doing them. They had money. They was doing whatever they had to do to survive, because the white men was trying to make sure they didn't have work or have money or have a way to feed their families unless they were working for them. And these Blacks and many others, you know, what we can do as people, we can live without them. We know just as much. We have just as many talented people. So, you know, they were doing their own thing. And because we went without them, you had the haters. They still hated it. They didn't want to be bothered with us, but then they didn't want to leave us alone either. So
sounds like Black Wall Street to me.
And I was going to bring the Black Wall Street, and it was something else too. I'm sure there's several ones, because you've been sharing a lot of things, you know, in the past 6-7 months, that I've been writing them down and saving them because I want to get to them, but we can't go a week without some drama that we need to report.
Yeah, it takes you off course. Yeah,
some of those stories. So it was some other things. I think Juneteenth actually was a massacre. And I'm not sure if it's the same thing as the massacre of Wall Street, because they both happened in Tulsa.
In Tulsa, yeah. And
what's up with Tulsa?
Donald Trump was trying to do, he was trying to schedule an event, but, you know, out of respect, he had to fall back because he knew it was going to be a blowback on that.
And you know what? I think he already know if he did that, they was going. Tulsa don't want they Wendy's or they police station burnt down, because that's what happened. And so the next thing is Lady Antebellum. Shout out to Lady Antebellum. They get the class too. Shout out to Lady Antebellum. They changed their name. They changed the group name to Lady A, to denounce the former names association to slavery. And I saw that on Twitter. So they get a second shout out. And this is what needs to happen. Yeah, this is what needs to happen. We need more people than us to stand with us to say things are wrong in order for things to move forward. Because it was just us. They looked at it as just our problem. which it kind of really is just our problem. But now people are looking at the humanity of it and seeing the wrong in it and standing up. And so we do appreciate that for everybody who is standing with us.
And that's the thing, because, at the end of the day, we didn't create the problem. We were brought into a situation that was created for us.
That's
So
right.
finally people are seeing it. And, while we on that subject, big up to Bob Johnson for stepping up to the plate with his proposal for reparations for our people.
Isn't that the bomb?
Yes.
I think I need to pull that up. But you know what? I don't.
$14 trillion.
How much is it?
I believe it's $14 trillion proposal. He's saying that would be roughly around $363,000 a piece.
I saw that number.
Like that, yeah.
Wait, I think I got a ka-ching. Let me see. Wait.
Oh, there we go. There we go. That's what's up. Reparations. Now we need them to stand with us on that. As far as we built this country, our ancestors, we built this country for free. There was free labor. We were
against our will. Against our will. Most importantly, against our will. That's right.
And these corporations that exist now wouldn't exist if it wasn't for the free labor of our ancestors.
Absolutely.
So it's time to pay back. Yep. And also in support of what Ice Cube said, he said we should never ever have to pay another tax ever again.
We paid our taxes. We paid a full goddamn
lifetime. Exactly. That tax bill's been paid off for a lifetime.
Tax bill been paid. So I think I got two more, and then we can take it to part two, because they're really not really much to go much up onto. So we got about 3 minutes. So I saw this one on June 11th regarding PayPal. Shout out to PayPal. Shout out to PayPal.
Yeah.
That's right. Shout out to PayPal organization. They pledged $530 million. And I'm going to stop real quick. Michael Jordan did 100 million over 10 years. Buster. He's a buster. Y'all should burn them Jordans.
Don't buy any more of their Jordans. Ban them.
Look, they probably gonna be like, wait a minute now, sister, you going too far. Cancel
them Jordans, yo. Cancel them joints.
And don't buy no more. How about that? $530 million to Black-owned businesses, and then they broke it down. $10 million in direct grants, $5 million to support organizations that support Black business growth, and $500 million to community banks to increase lending to Black businesses. So if you have an idea, get you a good business plan. Don't half-ass it. Don't short step. Do all the research. Get you a solid, bona fide business plan and get your business started. The time is now, sisters and brothers, that we need to take advantage of this overwhelming understanding about us being mistreated and get this money and start these businesses so we can support like everybody, every other ethnicity supports their own. So we need to start getting our minds right towards that. And what you think about that though, Ron? Because we got about 2 minutes.
Yeah, I think that's huge on their part. I was blindsided by that when I saw that. I was like, wow, like you said, in regards to, that's something that we would have thought like a Jordan or somebody in our family structure or celebrity structure of African Americans would have created job opportunities, business grants opportunities for those entrepreneurs, those college graduates who are looking to establish their own and build their own. Big props to PayPal. That was something definitely unique.
And then on just piggybacking more on starting your own business and having the money, I don't know how true this is, so don't cut my head off if it was a bogus post, but I saw just prior to getting ready that Facebook is supporting Trump. And if that's the case, you know what? you again, go get some of this 500 million. I know we have some Black American geeks who know how to do this computer stuff and make us our own Facebook.
Our own, right.
You know, we can move to our own platform. We have to start thinking that way. I am not going to give you my money or allow you to make money off of me. Although it's free to me, they get money off of those ads. That's how it is. So we can get our own version of a Facebook and call it something more fly or whatever the case is. So if you know anybody in technology, you guys start working on it. Start working on it and do some research. You know, what does it take to start that platform? What do you need? Get on it, please. You know, I'll jump off of Facebook in a minute. You know, it is a good platform. It brings people together and whatnot, but we cannot swap one thing for another. We can't
you know, and that goes to saying, you know, like you're saying, like we keep supporting people who don't like us and who don't respect us. You know what I mean? And
Louis Vuitton, Balenciaga.
These people don't respect us.
They don't even do nothing to help. Have they spoken out?
Yeah.
But everybody wants to talk about how they got on Gucci and MC. Let me tell you something. They never got a dime of my money.
Yep.
Never. I don't have to have that. I don't know what that means to have things that cost so much money. Again, it's the mentality of the have and have-nots, or the house and field nigga mentality. We got to stop wanting to have more than our brothers and sisters so much that we do stupid shit and support people who don't support us.
They don't care for us. And another thing too, I'm gonna say this to my people, like I know they trying to open up things again, but yo, these Chinese food restaurants, these Asian places, y'all gonna have to fall back, because they made it perfectly clear about their position as far as black people. And my whole thing is, if y'all go back there and y'all eat that food and y'all do that, it's on y'all. Y'all looking stupid. Because they very clear. They kicked back people out of China. They made it very clear. They banned us from going in their McDonald's. They told us we were nasty. We had coronavirus. They wanted nothing to do with African Americans, and they made us sit outside like wet dogs in the rain. So y'all want to eat that Chinese food and get your nails done with them? That's on y'all.
I am guilty. I've eaten Chinese food maybe 2 weeks now. I'm sorry, but I won't go anymore.
Don't spend your money with people that hate you.
I'm guilty.
They hate you. You know what I mean? We gotta be real clear, because we talking about blacking out and all that and moving our dollars and support. You know, we buy black and stuff like that. We gotta be about it. We can't just be talking. We gotta be about it.
That's right. But more so than moving our dollars, I want us to be able to have a black business to spend them. So that's where I'm from. I mean, the time is now. I'm about to start trying to see what I can do for something, you know what I mean? But in the meantime, you know, you do what you can, and especially if you're out of work now, I think now is the best time to try to, you know, figure out what you're good at. And figure out how you can make that a service to provide to your community, and we have to then support them. But on the other hand, when we do have our business, sometimes we don't got no more potato salad, we don't got no collard greens, you know what I'm saying? You got to make sure that if that's what you want to do, you have everything you're supposed to have when your customers come there. And not have janky, you know, looking raggedy and dirty or whatever the case. Not that all black people who have businesses do, but I'm saying if you want to start something small, treat your business like the premier luxury business that you want it to be, and people will come to support you. I think that's it for now for part one. Catch us on part two when we're going to finish up our this week in events. Most important, like defunding the police, coronavirus update, unemployment, and some other items. So check us out on part two. Like the video, subscribe to the channel, and click the notification bell. So we'll see you in a bit.
All right.
Peace.
Smash the elements.